All right, today we are diving deep into the world of Niccolò Machiavelli to unpack a power that honestly is so often misunderstood and almost never used correctly, and that is the power of silence. Now, this isn't about just being quiet, no. This is about being strategic. So let me ask you something. Just think about it for a second. When someone provokes you, when they insult you, what's your first gut reaction? Is it to fire back? To shout? Or maybe you jump in to defend yourself with this long, drawn-out explanation. Come on, we've all been there. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the difference here. The common reaction, the one most of us have, it's all emotion, right? It's immediate, it's predictable. But the Machiavellian way, totally different. It's calculated. It swaps shouting for silence, and all that frantic explaining for just calm, cool observation. And this quote really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. Machiavelli believed that silence isn't weakness. It's not passive. No, in the right hands, it is the ultimate form of strength. It's a weapon, and it's way more powerful than any loud argument or threat could ever be. So how do we actually start using this weapon? Well, the whole journey begins with understanding the basics, the foundation. It's all about how silence creates this aura of mystery and gives you, well, almost total control. I mean, let's be real. We live in a world that is just overflowing with noise. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody's talking. But here's the thing. Leaders who just say every single thing on their mind, they become predictable. A general who broadcasts his strategy is just asking to be defeated. But strategic silence, that makes you unpredictable. It creates this kind of void that other people rush to fill with their own ideas, and they almost always overestimate your power. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? When you're silent, you are the one in control of the perception. People can see your calm exterior, but they have absolutely no idea what you're actually thinking, what you're planning, or what you're going to do next. And that uncertainty, that is a massive advantage. But look, silence isn't just a defensive shield you hide behind. It can actually be turned into an offensive weapon, a tool for gathering intelligence. Machiavelli really understood something deep about human nature. Most people just can't stand silence. I mean, it makes them genuinely uncomfortable. And this feeling, this strategic discomfort, well, that is a key psychological trigger you can pull. So here's how it plays out, and it's almost deceptively simple. You just stay quiet. Your opponent, who is desperate to break that awkward tension, starts talking. And in their rush to just fill the empty space, they start revealing everything, their fears, their plans, even their biggest weaknesses. And all you have to do is sit there, listen, and learn. And this brings us to a really critical point. You have to realize that every single word you say is a potential risk. It's a little piece of information you're just giving away. And it can, and you know what, it often will be used against you down the road. Think of it this way. When you talk too much, you are literally handing your opponent the very rope they might use to hang you with. Politically, socially, whatever. But silence keeps that rope right in your own hands. Okay, let's talk about the aura you create. This is all about psychological dominance. It's about how silence shapes the way people see you, often before you've even said anything important. Seriously, think about any high-stakes meeting you've been in. Who seems like the most powerful person in the room? It's almost never the person who's talking the most. Talking too much can actually signal that you're nervous, that you need validation. Silence, on the other hand, just projects confidence, control, and depth. People automatically assume you know more than you're letting on. And this all boils down to one powerful idea: information asymmetry. See, power isn't just about what you know. It's about the gap between what you know and what your opponent knows. By staying silent, you're constantly gathering information while revealing nothing. And that ensures that gap always works for you. So you've built up this mystery. You've gathered your intel. Now what? How do you actually use it? Well, this next part is all about execution. It's about using the patience you've gained through silence to time your move for maximum and, sometimes devastating impact. This, right here, might be the single greatest gift that silence gives you. While everyone else is rushing to speak, they're locking themselves into a position. They're limiting their options. But you, the silent observer, you have the luxury of time. Time to see the whole board, to watch all the moves being made, and to choose that one perfect, decisive moment to either speak or to act. And Machiavelli's warning here is just timeless. I mean, how many times have we sabotaged ourselves just by reacting too fast, saying something in anger we didn't mean, or revealing a secret just because we were feeling emotional? Silence builds the patience you need to avoid those simple mistakes. It keeps you from becoming your own worst enemy.
So let's pull all these threads together. What does mastering this art really look like in our world today?
When you really get it, you see that silence is this incredible, multifaceted tool. It protects you, it makes you mysterious, it literally forces other people to show you their cards. It builds this anticipation for when you finally do speak. It shows incredible self-control, gives you flexibility, and yeah, ultimately, it puts you in this position of quiet, rock-solid influence. All of that without saying a word. You know, your ability to control what comes out of your mouth is directly tied to your ability to control your own destiny. Think about it. A person who's predictable and easy to read is also easy to manipulate. But the master of strategic silence, that person controls the entire narrative, and because of that, they control the outcome. And that brings us to the final beautiful paradox of it all. In our loud, chaotic world, true power and real attention, they don't go to the loudest voice in the room. Nope, they're commanded by the one person who has mastered the art of knowing when not to speak. Silence isn't an absence of power. It is the most refined and potent form of it. So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Think back. Think about your own life. Negotiations, arguments, conflicts. Can you think of a time when you won, not because of something clever you said, but because of what you chose not to say? I'd love to know.